Ndibo Kwen, yo. Kwen, yo. Where's one? I got you. Eyes up. Hey. Eyes up. Hey. Is that coming?
Hello viewers, this is the voice of Biafra BB Aishana 1 on another edition of Biafra Discourse. Today we are privileged to have with us the Deputy Chairman of Indigenous People of Biafra Customary Government. I am talking about no other person than Dr. Dozie Ikedife. Sir, you are welcome to Biafra Discourse.
Thank you very much, Asu. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, sir. Please, sir, before we continue, I'll introduce my partner here with me. Please say hello to our viewers and listeners.
Hello, Biafran. Good afternoon to you. I am Vincent.
All right. Thank you very much for being with us here on Biafra Discourse. We are going to go straight to the activities of today. First, we would like to get in brief the explanation on what Indigenous People of Biafra is all about.
I don't quite understand what you mean by what it is all about. You could also ask me what is Nigeria all about, what is United States of America all about. Indigenous People of Biafra is a group of Biafran, remnants of people of Biafrans whose God helped to have their lives spared after a gruesome civil war, Nigerian Biafra War 67 to 70. They are found in Nigeria and some part of other countries outside Nigeria, but they are concentrated mainly in the southeast geopolitical zone, the south-south geopolitical zone, and north-central geopolitical zone. They are under a government, customary government, and they are under the Supreme Council of Elders of Indigenous People of Biafra. It's a well-constituted government that is recognized by the Nigerian Constitution as a customary government, just like you have Sharia recognized as a system. And nobody bothers you when you say you are practicing Sharia method or customary government. We have customary courts, we have customary laws, we have customary government. And that is the government of the elders, the Supreme Council of Elders of Indigenous People of Biafra. They have an organ which includes so many departments. Information people belong to for dispersal of information without accusing anybody or insulting anybody or provoking anybody or preaching ethnic hatred. Then we have the intelligence department, the political or diplomatic department, the financial department, the social department, department for youth, department for women and that. We have all these, and it's well structured. We have an organogram, a chain of command. It does not, the government does not depend on the whims and caprices of one person only. There is a structure, and you fit into the structure, and when one person is out, for one reason or the other, his position is immediately covered up by some other person. Because this is envisaged as a movement that will go on to help establish self-determination for indigenous people of Biafra. And it's not a movement that will go on as long as one particular person lives. It goes on beyond the life of individuals. And I have had some people say that Biafra died 40 years ago. I'm afraid those people have got it totally wrong. Biafra is a concept that will not die, whether you have Biafran government or you don't have Biafran government. It is a perception, it's a concept, it's a philosophy, it is a life, and you cannot kill it. Just like you have some religious groups. There are people who believe in it. You have Christians, Muslims, various other religious groups, Judaism, traditional religion, Godianism. They are all perceptions, and religions may even come and go, but the people will remain. Perceptions may come and go and change, but the people will remain. And Biafra is a people. They will remain until God says they are no more to be seen on the face of the earth. And I will tell you, it's even more interesting that people are talking about Biafra being dead. There are Biafrans and strong believers in Biafra the world over. And even if you persuade people to stop talking about Biafra here in Nigeria, there are seeds of Biafra all over the world, and you cannot uproot all of them. So stop deceiving yourself by saying Biafra is dead. It can never die.
Thank you very much, sir, for that explanation. Ndubisi, I don't know if you have anything to say on this.
Yes, I have a follow-up question. Thank you, sir. Maybe you are an asset to our people, an asset indeed. We don't know how to thank you. We just don't know how to appreciate you enough. The Biafran people are happy to still have you around. As a follow-up question to your response to the question asked by my dear brother here, some people from the north, they believe that Biafra is as good as dead. And to them, they believe once they send down billions of naira down here, that some of our elders and the youth will be brought over. In your opinion, do you think money can stop this struggle?
Yes, money can stop this struggle in the sense that lack of money may be a factor, lack of finance. Because spreading meaningful, useful information, even in this day of advanced technology, is still expensive. But not money to the extent that you will buy the person or the people out to stop talking about Biafra. How can you, let me ask you directly, it may sound rude, how can you ever be bought to stop being who you are? You are a human being.
Yes, I am.
Can anybody give you money and you cease to be a human being?
No, it's not possible.
Can anybody persuade you with whatever argument and you cease to be who you are? Ndubisi and Enugu.
No, it's not
So
possible.
you may even change your name, but it doesn't change your person. And you are a rose by any other name will remain a rose. Whether you change the name or not, Biafra is still Biafra. And Biafrans are still Biafrans. And nothing will change that.
Thank you. Now, you have emphasized that Biafra customary government and the agitation for self-determination by indigenous people of Biafra is legal. That is what you're just telling us in summary, sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Please, many Biafran people out there are still confused about how indigenous people of Biafra are pursuing their independence campaign. Not just only Biafrans, non-Biafrans, bystanders, people that are observing the process. They are still confused about the process, the ideology of Biafran movement. Please, can you, in a nutshell, tell us the adopted roadmap and ideology of this movement?
Thank you very much. Now, basically, the indigenous people of Biafra, under the Supreme Council of Elders of Indigenous People of Biafra, believe in legality. They believe in rule of law. They believe in legal process. They believe in obeying all the legitimate laws. And they continuously appeal to Biafrans wherever they are to please obey the laws of the land, the laws of the place, their host places of residence. Now, the process we are following is going through one legal process. And there is a big window of opportunity of achieving self-determination through legal process. That is, following United Nations pronouncement of 2007-2008, African Union pronouncement or enactment, and by extension, Nigerian government accepted position of the rights of indigenous people for self-determination. That is where they're entrenched. That is what the indigenous people of Biafra are following. Number two, they want to go through diplomatic channel of communicating with people with respect and decorum, with finesse and self-respect and respect for other people, without preaching ethnic hatred or preaching threat of war or eliminating or insulting anybody. We do not believe in insulting a child, a man, a woman, old or young. Even somebody who has totally different opinion, different idea about our own method. We don't believe in insulting anybody. That is where we have some difficulty with some people who have started threatening that they will go to war. They threaten and insult people, starting from individuals to political parties to ethnic nationalities, saying kill so and so, kill so and so, as if so and so is your enemy, as if killing so and so, by killing so and so, you get what you want. I think that is wrong line. It is not by war. We do not believe that it is worth the while to lose the blood of one more single Biafran. Because the Biafrans have paid enough. They made enough human sacrifice of loss of life during the Civil War, war of attrition, war that almost wanted to eliminate and totally annihilate and remove from the face of the sun Biafrans. Thank God, the leadership of Biafra during the Biafra Civil War knew when to say enough is enough. Now, the other thing is we believe in following, going to court. As a moment, the indigenous people of Biafra, using the Real Human Rights Initiative, a body corporate and fully registered in Nigeria, Corporate Affairs Commission, as a legal entity to take Nigeria to court on behalf of indigenous people of Biafra, which Nigerian government refused to register as a body corporate that can take Nigerian or any other body, can take to court and be taken to court. So we are using the Real Human Rights Initiative to take Nigeria to court because we believe in rule of law. And we believe that we can get it. We should get it in the court of first instance. If we fail in the court of first instance, we are prepared to go to the next level of legal battle. We believe in the battle, but we are not talking about battle of Obunigu and rocket launcher and armor, personnel carrier, armored vehicles. No. We are talking of legal battle, using a structure that has organogram, has an government that respects the law. We are going approaching the law as the saying goes, he who goes before equity must go with clean hands. The indigenous people of Biafra, which we did, are going to equity, we are going with clean hands. We are not abusing anybody, we are not insulting anybody, we are not threatening anybody. But we are threatening the status quo, which is skewed against the interest, short-term and long-term interest of people of Biafra.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. There are a lot that we have explained here, from the legality of Biafra through the Declaration of United Nations for Rights of Indigenous People. And recently in the just concluded United Nations Assembly meeting, the President of Nigeria made a very remarkable statement in support of Palestinians for their self-determination, that it is inherent for every entity to have their freedom. Do you see that as a point of in the right direction for Biafran people?
Of course it is. Even without you saying it, we know we are following the right direction. And it is high time more people understand that 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 is the right direction. You see, the days of fighting for self-determination is over. It's not civilized, it's no more acceptable. Look at what happened recently in the United Kingdom. Scotland wanted not to be part of the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is made up of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. And they said, oh, we don't want to be part of it anymore. And they went on a referendum this year, 2015. And the voting was 45% against 55%. Not, it shows that 45% supported it, 55% said no. And in the process of going to this referendum, there was no day any Scottish person, man, woman, youth, or old person, was in conflict with the United Kingdom police or anybody for that matter. They went on presenting their case, making speeches, then eventually ending up with a referendum, because we are in democratic dispensation. The view of the majority should carry the day, even though we mustn't allow the situation of tyranny of the minority. By this I mean where a minority will hold the majority to ransom after referendum. So that is the position.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. With your answers to this question, it becomes clearer on the roadmap Biafran people are pursuing. I heard you mention the Human Rights Initiative, which is the legal and human rights department which the customary government of Biafra is using to pursue their self-determination in court and other processes. Of recent, we have a news coming from the United Nations about the invitation of the Biafran women to United Nations conference. This is the second time UN is sending an invitation to this body. What do you have to say of that?
Well, yes, we have the invitation, and we're trying to pick those who can go, who can afford to go, and who understand what we are saying. The last ECOSOC meeting of the United Nations, we, as representing the indigenous people of Biafra, applied to be there as observers. But after cross-examining our delegates, listening to our presentation and reading some of our documents, they felt that we are doing what we are doing in the right way. That we are not talking of war, we are not talking of insulting people, we are not talking of taking up arms or training soldiers or importing arms or killing anybody. So they say, look, you are sufficiently mature that you will not be observer member, you will be full members. And we came back with satisfaction, because it is the beginning of international recognition. And we expect that after this invitation, that will certainly move up another rung of ladder in being recognized by the world body. We also beefing up our diplomatic channel. It's not just going to court or going to United Nations meetings. We have to sell our idea and sell ourselves to other nationalities. And we are being given royal reception, princely reception, wherever we go, because of our approach of legal means, diplomatic means, with finesse, with polish, with decorum, with maturity, with civilization. And with that, we feel hopeful that we shall achieve our objective, self-determination for indigenous people of Biafra. As we want all other indigenous groups, ethnic nationalities, to also achieve self-determination. There are many other ethnic groups today within Nigeria that are anxious to achieve self-determination. outside Nigeria and other parts of the world. Many other groups are agitating. Some are fighting. Some are protesting in Spain, some other parts of the world. You see, the world has moved from one rung of the ladder, one level to the next level. Colonialism is no more the order of the day. And it must be accepted as a principle of democracy that you ruling over me is because I accept the terms of that relationship. If I refuse to accept the terms of that relationship, then that relationship must be severed. Marriages are supposed to be as long as there is life. The marriage is down the road, if they go sour, you go your ways as peacefully as possible. You go your way when we meet, we greet each other and then continue, and life goes on. Nations that can no more maintain coherence, maintain equity, maintain justice, maintain evenness of hand, that no both group feels dominated or intimidated or marginalized. Then you can go on. But so if any group feels marginalized, threatened, not getting its fair share of whatever is going on, they have every right to say no. We are no more comfortable with this alliance. We want to be on our own. That right, I think, is fundamental. And it should not be a matter for hassling, fighting, or keeping. Once you are organized, speaking with one voice, the next thing is, okay, we've had you. Now go and test your view among your population. How many of them are in support? If majority are in support there, that's the end of the game. And that is what we are aiming at. Now down the line, Nigeria will help organize a referendum among these agitated groups. There's no point pretending that everybody is happy. There's a lot of unhappiness, and a pot that is being heated up. You either remove the lid or the pot will burst and spread hot water on everybody who is around. We don't want that. We are mature enough that we should avoid that. That is what we are saying.
Thank you, sir, for this explanation. I am moved. The reason why I'm moved is that so many youths out there are as confused as anything. But we thank God for this opportunity, because this message will get out there so that they will understand what it takes to achieve Biafra. Having said this, I think basically the reason why our youths are confused is the fact that they do not trust Nigerian legal system. Most of them have just concluded that it's not possible for Nigeria to give us Biafra's freedom. To that end, they believe that the only language Nigeria understands is war, violence, crisis. And having seen what is going on now, because the youths are threatened to go on war, and they started that by protesting, moving everywhere. Nigerian government is talking, and of course the media houses are everywhere, everybody is talking about it. In your own opinion, why is Federal Republic of Nigeria not responding to our Biafra legal case in court? Because we've had issues where the court will feast today and judge will not be there. The next day, the same thing. In your own opinion, do you think it's possible for us to get audience from Nigerian government in this our legal approach?
And in addition to that, is there any plans to take this suit, or is there any provision to take this suit outside the jurisdiction of Nigerians?
Yes, there is. Let me start with the tail end of the question. There is opportunity to take the case outside the Nigerian jurisdiction, but you have to start somewhere. You don't just jump into the West African Court of Appeal, or if you still go there, but you don't, or go to Privy Council in the United Kingdom, if you still go there, but you don't, or you go to World Court without preliminary exploring the initial legal opportunities you have. you don't just jump like that. You cannot, for example, take your case at the initial to Court of Appeal in Nigeria or to Supreme Court. There should be and there must be a beginning, and we are beginning from the beginning. Now, I think it's wrong to think in terms of war or fighting. We are totally against war. Totally. Anybody talking about war is probably not old enough to have participated or even witnessed the last Nigeria Biafra war of 66 to 70, 67 to 70. Those of us who were old enough to be participants in the war from beginning to the end know that it is better to judge war than to war. And we believe you can achieve it through judge rather than through war. In any case, even if you go to war, at the end of the war, you must go back to the table, to go back to judge. So why waste life? Why waste resources fighting in the first instance? And Nigeria may, if I take you to court, you may want to dodge, but in the long run, the arm of the law must be stretched long enough to bring you within its control. Now, the hiccups in the process of legal process that you refer to is not strange. It is not strange in the legal system of the country. I agree that justice delayed is justice more or less denied. But you must go through the movements. There is a case that I know of, was concluded just October this year. And that case has been lingering for about 31 years. There are cases that have lingered for even longer. We do not think that this case will linger as long, because there is now a method of accelerating legal cases, ensuring that they are dispensed with or dispensed of expeditiously. The long drawn, never finished cases are over. Cases now start and end within a reasonably short time. And we expect that this one will end within a reasonably short time. I know that courts go on strike. Court officials can go seek their human beings. Court processes may be delayed, but eventually it must be followed to conclusion. And I'm hopeful that this case will be followed to conclusion within a reasonably short time.
Thank you, sir. With the recent wave of Biafra agitation on the streets in southeast and south-south, places considered to be Biafran land, what is your advice to Nigerian government at this time?
Well, my advice to Nigerian government is listen to what they are saying, look into what they are saying, see what we can do within the law, and do it. Give them opportunity for self-determination, push it to the point of referendum, and if you are so sure the referendum may fail, then that will be the end of the matter. But if you start resisting, then they will build up. Recently, the head of the army, spokesperson, threatened war, and I think that one is totally the wrongest approach. To threaten that they are prepared to fight. They can't defeat Boko Haram that is already in there. They know where they are. They can't rout them. With all the support they have, financial, moral, local support, they can't rout the Boko Haram. And they are threatening that they will rout Biafra, which is another movement that is based on innermost feelings of people. You can kill the people, but you can't kill the people with the spirit of the people. I think the military approach will be the wrongest approach. Talk with the leadership of the people, listen to them, bring them to a table, negotiate, lead them down the line of what they are saying, which is conclusively referendum. If they succeed, you will see. If they fail, they will know that they failed themselves. But to say you won't listen to them, you won't talk to them, that if they move, you should. I think that is primitive approach. Because these people are peaceful. They haven't used even a whip or a cudgel or even fisticuffs to make their point. So why threaten them with military force and military might? That would be a way, the last and only last resort. And one hopes that you will never go to that. You will never get to that.
Thank you. What can you say that this customary government have achieved so far from all that you have stated so far? It has the legal process, the diplomatic process, and the rest of them. Your achievements.
Thank you. When this case started, 2012, many people thought it may or may not go on. It has gone on, and Nigerian government, federal government, and the Attorney General have been responding. They've been coming to court. On occasion when they fail to do what they should do, the PDA Human Rights, representing the indigenous people of Biafra, asked for costs. And the court granted costs against Nigeria in favor of the indigenous people of Biafra. That was paid. The case is still ongoing. We're breaking ground and we're breaking ice along the diplomatic channel, along the United Nations channel, along legal process channel, along many other channels. We are. But I do not think it's prudent here to give the details of all the ins and outs. We've been meeting some governments. Don't forget that some governments gave recognition to government of the Republic of Biafra. And those governments are still in position. Don't put me into revealing too many things.
I think that is enough for now, and our viewers and listeners have really gotten a bite of what the whole thing is all about. Now, the most important aspect of this whole thing. It seems that it is a bed of roses for you as a person and the entire members of the customary government of Indigenous people of Biafra, talking about the Supreme Council of Elders and your other principal officers serving in various departments. Is it really a bed of roses, or do you face challenges in this pursuit?
Of course, challenges are numerous, hurdles are many. But he who will valiantly against all disaster must in constancy follow the master. There is no discouragement that will make him want to let his best about intent to achieve his objective. So, challenges are plentiful. Let me give you a rundown of some of them. First is the attitude of the federal government. It's a challenge in itself. They have not come out plainly to say this or that. But they tangentially threaten that they will not allow actualization of self-determination by saying, by the President of the Federal Republic saying that part of his charge is to ensure that Nigeria remains a united country. And somebody has said that unity of this country is not negotiable. It's a stupid thing to say. Sorry to say that. Everything is negotiable. Many things are negotiable. It depends on what you mean by negotiability. Now, the other problems or challenges we have, the other one in our own court is lack of unity of all the It pains me that we have called Unity Conference not once but twice. We shall call another one soon to see whether all these groups can come together and speak, if possible, as near as possible, with one voice, and identify each other as somebody, like in a football team. If you are a goalkeeper, it does not mean that the striker is not important. If you are a striker, it does not mean that a midfield defender is not important. Everybody has a role to play. And it's a question of keying in and doing what you can do best. That is why we have been calling on Unity Conference, Unity Meeting. So that if you are good in broadcasting, you go on broadcasting. If you are good in fundraising, you do that. If you are good in speech writing, you do that. If you are good good in diplomacy, you go on diplomatic mission. If you are a good organizer, you do the organization, you fit into the organogram. Because the Supreme Council and the customary government of the Indigenous people of Biafra has a well-structured organogram into which almost everybody who is interested in the project can fit in. But if we are playing like Lone Rangers, I'm afraid our achievement will be very much reduced. Now, other problem we have is finance. We do not have a source of funds. And it puts us on a difficult position. That even when we have information to put out, we often don't have the fund, we keep to finance it. We expect that by now, those who feel the way we feel should be able to be helping us financially, either publicly announcing it, or if they don't want to make it public, giving us some financial support anonymously. I think you will eventually tell the audience whether you have an account, where you have the account, how to pay into it, and if they pay, whether they want it announced or kept quiet. Presently, the financial burden is borne by maybe 2 or 3 people. And this is not a journey, this is not a matter 2 or 3 people can finance. More so when they are not the money back. There are people who are struggling to eke out a daily bread for themselves and if possible for their children. So that's in fact one of the biggest challenges. Challenges also to meet legal expenditures, legal expenses. Going to court is not the cheapest, because when you come to court, you see the crowd that goes to court. It shows you the depth of the yearning, the depth of the desire, the depth of commitment, the depth of the emotion, the depth of rationalization that people are put into this movement. The other thing is that within the group that are agitating for self-determination, there is some unwritten but palpable rivalry. Some are more interested in being pronounced leader of this or leader of that. Under the customary law that we operate, there is a college of leaders that no individual who is the sole leader. We feed people into positions, and when they are, for any reason, not able to perform, somebody else takes over, and the spirit moves on with the people. Challenges are many. For example, going to United Nations meetings, ECOSOC, for example, Economic and Social meeting of United Nations, going on diplomatic missions, we need money for transport, for accommodation, for movement where you get there, for logistics. We don't have that money. That, in fact, lack of money is one of our greatest problems. Because if we have money, we talk to people, and when we talk, people listen, and they see how reasonable we are. They'll certainly buy into our program. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I think one of the reasons why money or Biafrans have not been supporting this legal approach to restore Biafra is lack of unity among, just like you pointed out. And several efforts have been made, just like you told us, to bring Biafrans together. That is those agitating for Biafran freedom. I think we should make further efforts to bring Biafrans together.
Yes, I agree with you.
To you, do we have any plans?
Yes,
to
of
hold
course.
that Unity Congress?
Of course, we will, as I say, we will Unity Congress 2 times. We shall hold another one, and we shall continue holding it until there is some unity. Presently, it looks cacophonic. It looks like people without a plan. Each person unto himself and God for all of us. No, we want unity in the exercise. Nobody will take all the glory, and nobody will be forgotten. So, that is this.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to our program. And I have my brother here to make his own closing remark before we wrap it up.
Hello, thank you, Chinedu, my dear brother, for your efforts. You are making history. You are part of Biafran history. Just like our fathers have done their own fights, but they have fought for us. Having said that, I want to thank Biafrans all over the world, my dear brothers and sisters, those within Nigeria and those outside Nigeria. Those of you who believe in freedom, those of you who believe that marriage is not by force. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate all of you. And I want to say one thing in Igbo now. Efi ora na enye nne, agụ na agụgụ ya. Efi ora na enye nne, agụ na agụgụ ya. Translating it, a cow that is being fed by the entire public. Go and look at the cow's stomach. Hunger will always
Define it.
So that has been the issue with this struggle, because a lot of people out there believe that these guys are making money, BPI, their partners, international, those in court, that people are giving them money. Their money is coming in hard currencies and in local currencies. That's, money wouldn't be their problem with the kind of programs they have. But I want to put it out here that what the effort some of us are making is to put something down for our children. What we are doing is historical, is beyond money. What we are doing cannot be monetized. I want to use this opportunity to ask for your financial assistance, because if we have just 2% of the kind of money some people who have been into this freedom fighting have, the world would be begging us to go. Nigeria will be begging us by now to go. Having said that, to assist us here, we have our website www.ipobgovernment.org. Go to donor button, press it, and you are home and dry. We have our account number is cited here, quoted on the website. We have account in Nigeria with Skybank, and we open other bank accounts, because we believe that what we are doing is legal. If we are not, if what we are doing is illegal, we will not be told to publicize our account numbers in our website. If you do that, we hope to do more. What we are fighting, the Biafra we are fighting, cannot be bought with money. We have said it over and over again. You cannot buy an ideology. Biafra is an ideology. Biafra is a spirit. You can't buy spirit with money. Thank you.
Okay, in order to address this very important issue, sir, you made mention of some other challenges, that Biafra face, and one of the most pressing issue with respect to the trust people have, the confidence people have in donating towards the Biafra dream. What can you say about the financial department of Indigenous people of Biafra? Is it something that Biafran people can be confident with?
Of course. Why not? If not, as I said, we have a collegiate system of leadership. It's not one man game. It's not one man where one man is the only sole secretary to an account. Any amount that is brought is placed on the table. And everybody knows the amount, the source, and if it's going to be committed to any project, there must be an agreement. We are leading in the customary way our ancestors led. You meet and discuss, and nothing is hidden under the table. Nobody is a sole person. Even the king is surrounded by people, and there is no secret the king has that his lieutenants or members of the cabinet don't know. And there is no likelihood of corruption among the leadership to mismanage the fund. They will manage every fund that comes their way. Unfortunately, no fund has come their way anyway, as of now, to see whether they are managed well or not. But I'm telling you that if they are putting in their money to make some of these things possible, if money comes from outside, they certainly will channel it into the same direction to ensure that things work out. We are not leaders who want to amass wealth for our own self. No, certainly no, certainly not, certainly not, certainly not. We've been putting in our own. We want you to just chip in a little bit to help us make progress in the direction of where we are going. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me also say something briefly on this, that having been a banker and of course a financial expert, it will be understood that we have professionals everywhere, that the easiest way to manage finance is when you have checks and balances. Nobody is sent. Nobody, I cannot promise you that I'm a saint, but we have a system that transaction will be initiated by one person. There is no way one person can initiate a transaction and conclude it alone without getting the third party to know about it. However, I also want to tell Biafrans that because we are legal, we have had encounters with security agencies, and when they look at our books, they say, yeah, you people are wonderful. This is the right way to go. If you want freedom, this is the way to go. We are not hiding our faces here. We are not faceless. We move the streets. We go to places. We talk about this. So we want to tell our people that this is the right way to go. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As we are coming to the end of this edition of Biafra Discourse, any word of advice for Biafran people listening and watching out there?
Yes, thank you very much. I've always told them, wherever you are, obey the laws of the land. We don't believe in violence. We don't believe in rudeness. We don't believe in insulting people. We don't believe in firing the amber of discord or preaching ethnic hatred. We are all human beings. We have right to life. And nobody has the right to eliminate another person for whatever reason, Number two, apart from obeying the law of the land, listen to the, shall I call it the laws or the enactments of the Supreme Council of the Elders of the Indigenous people of Biafra. They are there for you. Bring your questions and suggestions to them. They will listen, they will use what is usable, and then keep the one that is not currently usable in a cooler. No idea will be thrown away. We don't ask who you are. We only ask what idea have you brought. And any idea can be accepted from wherever it comes from, irrespective of your ethnic nationality, religious belief, economic position, or any other line of divide.
Thank you so much, our viewers out there and our esteemed listeners. This is the voice of Biafra BB Aishana 1 on our edition of Biafra Discourse. Sir, it's really a great honor to have you on this edition, and we hope that we are going to have you around some other time.
Well, I hope to be around. I'm not dying yet.
That's it.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and of course, we are not hoping that you are leaving us anytime soon until Biafra comes. We want to use the opportunity to tell our esteemed viewers that you should support these noble efforts. You should support this customary government of indigenous people of Biafra as we all together as one people speak with one voice, achieve our common destiny. For more information about Indigenous People of Biafra campaign for self-determination and independence as administered by the Supreme Council of Elders, the customary government of Indigenous People of Biafra, please visit our official website, www.ipobgovernment.org. Join us on Facebook at Biafra Voice International BVI Channel 1 or Indigenous People of Biafra-IPOB online community. Follow us on Twitter at Biafra Voice. We are also on Google+. Watch our video channels on YouTube at IPOB-GOVT Media-BVI. Our online radio broadcast starts by 9 p.m. Biafran time. I am Asozuchinedu Peters. Please support Indigenous People of Biafra campaign for self-determination. We urgently need funds to do the following: to upgrade Voice of Biafra BVI Channel 1 from internet TV and radio broadcast to world-class satellite TV and radio station. Fund is needed to finance our suit for self-determination currently at Federal High Court, Owerri, as we are set to take the suit to International Court of Justice through our Legal and Human Rights Department, the Legal Human Rights Initiative. Fund is also needed to cover travel expense for our diplomatic missions to United Nations, African Union, European Union, and as well individual countries that are still sympathetic with our cause, while scouting for countries that will support this noble cause. Also, fund is needed to continue our women and youth empowerment program and as well community services. All these are capital intensive. 50 million naira is urgently needed to proceed. Our ideology hinge on applying the following: diplomacy, mass media, court process, both local and international, political means, and every other legitimate means of pursuing our right for self-determination in Nigeria and among the international community. We say no to war in Biafran land, Africa, and the world at large. We appeal to you as a concerned Biafran, sympathizer, or even as a philanthropic bystander to assist our noble cause. We assure your donations shall be kept confidential unless you instruct otherwise. We count on your donation, without which we cannot proceed. You can donate through our finance department, Omo Afra Indigenous Development Association. It is a body corporate with registered trustees you can really trust, under the customary government of Indigenous People of Biafra, as administered by the Supreme Council of Elders. The account name is Omo Afra Indigenous Development Association. Account number is 1771-641158. The bank is Sky Bank PLC. You can also donate through our PayPal link via our website, www.ipobgovernment.org. For further inquiries, please call 080-3710-4017 or 080-3624-7812. Please add +234 if you are outside Nigeria. Yes, we can. Yes, we can be free. In Biafra, Africa shall rise again with the rising sun. Voice of Biafra, BVI Channel 1, giving Biafra a voice.
Africa, 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 yeah. Mama Africa, we cry for peace. Africa.
We, the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, have started independence campaign to help Biafra people in Nigeria to achieve self-determination. As administered by the Supreme Council of Elders, the customary government of Indigenous People of Biafra, His Royal Majesty, Honorable Chief Justice Ezozobo, retired, is the leader of Indigenous People of Biafra. Dr. Dozie Ikedife, Ikenga Neu,
is the deputy chairman, while Brigadier General Joe Akizie is the secretary, and as well other principal officers of this customary government. Our ideology and adopted roadmap for pursuing self-determination and achieving independence for Biafra people hinge on rule of law by applying diplomacy, civil and human rights movement, court process, mass media, political and every other legitimate process of pursuing independence for Biafra. We abhor any form of breakdown of law and order, incisive hate speeches or broadcasts. We do not promote war as a way to achieve independence for Biafra. Through our Legal and Human Rights Department, the Legal Human Rights Initiative, Biafra sued Nigeria to court for self-determination in suit number FHC/OW/CS/192/2013 at Federal High Court of Owerri. This established that Biafra is a legal entity and Biafra people have right to agitate for self-determination. This suit is still ongoing in Nigeria, as the suit is now due to be taken to International Court of Justice. This is based on United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People for Self-Determination, as well adopted by African Union and by extension, Nigerian Constitution under the customary law. Through our campaign, Biafra has been accorded full consultative status by United Nations and African Union Economic, Social and Cultural Council ECOSOC Department, and the delegation have been sent to represent indigenous people of Biafra at the United Nations ECOSOC meeting in New York, and as well African Union ECOSOC General Assembly meeting in Nairobi, Kenya. Other diplomatic channels are being explored through countries that are still sympathetic with our noble cause. We need your diplomatic, political, moral, and financial support to achieve our independence. Contact Indigenous People of Biafra government on 080-3710-4017 or 080-372-59304. Please add +234 if you are calling from outside Nigeria. You can also contact the Media and Information Department on +234 810 420 7522 or you call +44 744 821 7605. In Biafra, Africa shall rise again to the rising sun.